I'm going crazy, I'm going crazy, I'm going crazy. I'm losing my mind. And it's not like I wasn't taking my own healing journey seriously. I could be called a lot of things, but never lazy, but I'm still going crazy. And on that particular day, when all of life's pain and trauma and past mistakes and failures had faced me, God sent a chicken to minister to me. Have you ever been in your darkest, lowest place and God sent a person, place, or thing to shift things up? That happened to me through an egg. An egg. God sent this very egg. Not an ordinary egg, not an organic egg, not a brown egg. This egg to shift and change my life. And so I've been waiting for the moment to crack this egg, to thank God for it, and to enjoy it. You want to know the story of how God is able to speak through anything? I'm here to tell it, so stay with me as we hopefully enjoy an egg together. He is able to do exceedingly and abundantly above anything that you ever ask or think. I know it. Why? Because of this very egg. One small little egg. This chicken in the middle of the hood walks up to my building and we let him in. And we live in places of isolation and desolation and brokenness. And God still sent a ministry and a message through a chicken. God will use anything. In my sorrow, in my depression, in walks this chicken. We put the chicken in a cage, and the next morning, the chicken was still alive. But he was producing a lot of strange sounds. And I personally thought it was because he was tired of being caged like he was. The next morning, I come in, and the chicken had produced an egg. Say, I am a city girl from the hood. So I'm not used to seeing eggs in a cage, chickens inside of a building in the hood. And so I took that chicken and I wondered why God would allow this chicken to send a message to me. And someone asked me, was there a rooster anywhere around to impregnate this chicken? Well, of course not. And the message that came to me almost immediately in my place of brokenness is that even though the chicken did not have a rooster to fertilize the egg, the chicken still had everything he needed to produce. So for everyone who you're sitting and you're thinking that you're barren, you're not barren, you're not broken, you're blessed. You might be bruised in the midst of it, but the chicken still had everything on the inside of him to produce an egg. So the chicken didn't need a male chicken to come and fertilize the egg. God still put within him everything that he needed. So to everyone who's looking around and you think, I can't build the business because I don't have the financial means. I can't buy a home because I'm single. I don't have the husband. The chicken was in a cage in the middle of a hood, and she did not have a he, and still produced an egg. Everything that's in you, God is going to use to get out. So for those who you're wondering, but I'm not pregnant, you're right. You're not pregnant, but you're still producing. You're not pregnant, but you're still producing. All the pain, all the lack, all the brokenness of your life has come down to this very moment. So what I decided to do, I said, I want the egg. While I look for a home for this chicken, I want this egg. And I took that egg. And today, I fried that egg up. That perfect egg as a symbol that God was still producing something on the inside of me. Even though I was more broken than I had ever been in my life, God was still saying, produce in the midst of it, in the midst of thinking you don't have the family support, or you don't have the financial support, or you don't have the job support. Everything you need is already in you. It's already in you. Lord, I thank you in the midst of my brokenness for still sending a message through a chicken and an egg. Lord, you'll use anything to bless your people, and I'm grateful that in the midst of it, you decided to use PD Chicken Noodles Bell-Bey. That's what I named him. To minister to me and to produce in the midst of brokenness. You've been wondering what's going on with you. You're not absent. You're anointed. You're not barren. You're simply bruised. You're not broken. You're blessed. You're not canceled, you're a candidate. You're not desolate, you're headed for destiny. This egg was a reminder that every single thing we need is already in you. It's already in you. It's already in you. That bird walked up in here, and I still can't figure out where his original origin is from, but God allowed him, of all the places that he could have gone. Why didn't a stray dog get him? Because he had a message in his belly that he had to get to Honey Bell-Bey in that very moment that the spirit of suicide was hovering over my life. The chicken had a message in her belly that she had to get to me. You cannot die. Your promise cannot die because you're carrying someone else's blessing inside of you. No, you are not pregnant. You're right. You have not had all of the pieces to come together and give you what you want. You're not pregnant. You're producing. So it's not the pain of labor that you're feeling. You've been there. You've been through that already. It is the pain of production. Something is going on the inside of you and you can't quite explain it. You're producing. You are producing. You're producing greatness. You're producing the next book. You're producing the next CD. It is too soon for you to quit. So that radical, ridiculous stuff that's in your spirit to do, you go forth and do it. Just like me frying up an egg and hearing a message from an egg and a chicken that was not where. Don't stop looking for it to come cookie cutter like you think it's supposed to come. It's going to come exactly how God wants it to come. And in the process, you can't die. You can't quit. You can't give in. You can't give up. And you can't give out because there's something in your belly. And God put it there. So if nothing else shakes, if you never get married, if you never have a child, I know, if you never switch jobs, still what you need is in you. It's fitting you. That chicken was in a cage and still said it's time to produce. And when it's time to produce, no demon in hell, no relationship, no family issue can stop you. When it's time to produce, you have no choice but to produce. God used an egg to remind me that production was still in me, that it wasn't over, that I haven't made so many mistakes that I walked to the edge and there was nothing good in me. God used an egg to remind me, honey, I'll prepare a table for you. And your enemies can come and watch your table, but in the process of the table, you'll eat from a plate that only I could prepare for you. Listen, I'm not preaching, but with this, we can announce the benediction. You are not pregnant, you're producing. That pain you feel, production, that's all. That loneliness you feel, production. That lostness you feel, just production. That question, that why, that when, that if, that how, production. I asked all of that about PD chicken noodle soup Bell-Bey. I asked that, how, when, what, where, why is this chicken in the middle of the hood? The hood. And where did it come from? Peaceful. Was only cooing at night when something was going on. Something was going on the inside of her. And no one else had anything else to do with it. Stop looking outside of you for somebody else to come and deliver you. Somebody else to come and give you something that's already in you. You keep asking people, asking for their friendship, asking for their allegiance, asking for their partnership. And God is saying, it's in you already when you're ready. And if you're ready, if you're really ready, it's not time to be pregnant. It's time to produce.